still like negative, so it was like 0.000 something,
Okay.
but like,
So what I got
yeah, it
is
is 0. I get it.
limit
Is that what it says in the back?
to
That's what makes sense.
infinity and x over x
Oh,
is x.
common mistake. Okay. So this is the natural log of x,
Yeah.
so they don't separate.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not, that it looks just like the natural log times x, but it's not. It's like the natural log is within the ln.
Yeah.
So unless you use special ln properties, you can't do anything. So this one we can't factor. Good comment.
So, it also
No, that's just kind of guesses. Don't do that.
Okay.
That makes
Good job,
sense.
Mary, okay?
That's not too bad. But this is getting big really fast,
So
and this is getting big too, but not fast.
your thoughts were right though, Claire.
As this gets
X is approaching infinity, so we want to compare terms.
I'm Melissa.
Dang.
I'm Claire.
I know, Claire's your sister as well. That's my mistake. That's
So
my
I'm saying that,
mistake.
like, this is like
Um,
and this is also getting really big very fast. So
we
as
can't
this
compare
one
terms.
grows, this one's
We
still
can't
growing,
factor.
but it's gonna be divided.
So we're stuck with just
But it's still
thinking.
keep moving positive.
So now we have to do this.
Like,
We have to
this
say,
would be
okay,
like
let's
1,000.
figure it out.
And then say it went up again, this would be
X
like
and Y.
150 million, and this would be like
ln of x.
so it's still like going
Over
up.
X
Does that make
squared.
sense at all?
Now, you're not expected to have these numbers memorized, so we don't worry about
It's
that.
just gonna it's just gonna it's one.
Though we'll practice a little bit here. If I plug in a
No matter
1,
what, the numbers.
actually we should start with 0.
I think.
You do need to remember that the natural log of 0 is undefined. Plus, dividing by 0 is also going to be undefined. So this is definitely undefined. If we plug in, like you need to all have that memorized. So if you plug in 0, you get undefined. Because remember, the purpose of this formula, Melissa, is to find all these x, y pairs. With me? So now we're going to go to 1. And if you don't remember, just say you don't remember. So we're going to plug in 1, so we get the natural log of 1 over 1 squared. Do you happen to remember what the natural log of 1 equals? It's not 1, does anybody know? You got to get this memorized. If you forgot, it's okay. Anybody know what the natural log of 1 is?
2 point.
These are all really good guesses. Turns out to be 0.
2.302. That's
That's all right. Or is that really-
no. Oh, that's not mine. I have no idea.
What's 0 divided by 1? 0. So then we put in 10. Okay. You are not expected to know the natural log of 10. You are expected to know that it's a very small value. So I'll just make a wild guess and say maybe it's somewhere around 2. But what's 10 squared? 100. Questions from anybody? Awesome, keep going. Now we plug in 100.
Wait, sorry, I'm sure we got to
Oh, wild guess. I don't know what the natural log of 10 is, I just know it's small. Because remember the chart I showed you, like the natural log of 1,000,000 was 13? So it's just a guess. Good job, Clayton. You all right? Good work.
See ya.
So, I don't know the natural log of 100 either. But I know it's not very much. So I'll just guess it's, I don't know, 3 or something. What's 100 squared? No,
no, like 10,000.
10,000. I don't really care either, to be honest. I just know it's big. So what's the trend? What's happening to the y coordinate as the x coordinate grows? It's getting smaller. What's it getting close to? 0. So what's the value of this limit? 0. Have we learned anything about horizontal asymptote? What have we learned? I know something. That's your what? Go ahead, please.
You know that as x approaches infinity, y is going to approach 0.
Perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say, I gotta just get you all to be able to talk calculus, you'll be all just following. So we know horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. Are we finished with the problem, yes or no?
Now I do negative.
Negative infinity. So you need to memorize that the natural, it's in the chart you took a picture of. The natural log of 0 or any negative number is undefined. So if we had a graph of this thing, remember a graph is just a bunch of points. There would be points over here that would be getting close to 0. Over here there are no points. So there's nothing over there. So you just stop. Like there's nothing to do. There's nothing over here.
You want a negative.
You can't. There's no point. Because the natural log of any negative number is undefined. The natural log of 0 or any negative number is undefined. So
So if
there's
it's ever going negative infinity and you haven't.
natural log, you're not going to negative infinity.
So it's undefined.
So number
what do you
2,
put?
wait, I have a question.
So it goes back, so listen, this goes back to understanding the idea. Okay? It's all about your list of XY pairs. Stay with me, Claire, you'll get it. You will, you're doing just great. You've got your list of XY pairs, right? As X grows, what happens to Y?
It's smaller.
Gets close to 0.
So what do you?
However, just 1 second, Alan. However, you're good. Don't stop asking. However, there's nothing I can do when X goes negative. Like there's nothing defined.
Yeah.
There's just no values. So you just stop. There's nothing to even look for. So, like the horizontal asymptote means you have Y values that are becoming close to something. We don't have
So
anything.
it's like the same thing with 12 because it's ln with x and you can't find the natural log of
Any negative number. Yep.
Well,
So
the
you're-
same thing as number 2. So how do you write that answer? So as x, you say as x approaches negative infinity, y is undefined? Or would you
Yeah,
just
that would
say
be fair. That would be a
undefined?
really good way to say it, Alan. In fact, if you look at my answers, that's kind of what I wrote. I said something like, ln is not defined for 0 or negative, so yeah, they're not going to be picky on that one. But what you just said is fine. You say, as x approaches negative infinity, y is undefined.
So for 12, you would do the same thing, just do 0.
Claire, did that make sense?
So,
Claire, Melissa.
yeah, it means that, like I got these, like when it goes to infinity and it goes to 0, so because it goes to 0, so this answer will be 0.
Yes.
You just put infinity